Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how I make these beautiful poinsettias out of wafer paper. To make these flowers, I'm using wafer paper by the company called Cakestar. These papers are about 12 centimeters wide and 17 centimeters high. I'm going to cut out 12 large petals and about 4 to 5 smaller petals. Linked below you'll find a free template that you could use to recreate this project on your own. I'm going to cut out first 12 large petals. For that I've folded 6 leaves in half and I'm cutting around my template. And then I'll repeat the same process to cut out 4 smaller ones. The wafer paper is of course flat and not really interesting to look at. To give it a really beautiful shape, I'm steaming each of the petals. So I'm holding it above some boiling water, and the steam of this water is going to bend the leaves in a really beautiful form. You can pretty much twist and turn the leaf in any way you want and thereby get a beautiful bend. I'm trying to keep the petals as open as possible, but I'm trying to get a nice bend on the sides of the petals. I'm going to do this with all of my 12 large petals and all of my 4 small petals. Then I've cut out a small piece of gum paste and I formed a small circle, and I'm going to glue each of the petals onto there. As gluing material, I'm adding a couple drops of corn syrup and combining that with a little bit of water, and then I'm going to apply that to each of the petals and then attach it to the gum paste. So for the first layer, I'm just attaching 4 of the large petals, and then I'm going to apply 4 further large petals in between. And then a third round of large petals. Now for the second poinsettia that I create, I kept it at just 8 large leaves. And then finally, I'm just going to attach the 4 smaller leaves to the center. To the center of the poinsettia, I'm adding some gold sugar pearls and attaching those with a little bit of corn syrup. Now the shape of my poinsettia is actually done, but I've decided to decorate just a little bit further. So to decorate it, I'm using some gold food color in pulver form, and I'm adding a couple drops of vodka to that, and then just brushing on some paint onto the edges of each of the petals. I don't recommend using water to color the petals because water is just going to make the petals or the wafer paper really sticky, and it kind of melts it more than anything. So vodka is the perfect choice. I've heard some people using corn syrup for this. I haven't had much success, it's too sticky for me, so vodka is really the best option. Now for this poinsettia, I couldn't decide if I wanted to have 4 small leaves on the inside or 5, so I decided to just attach a 5th one to make it really a beautiful star shape on the inside. Then I colored the edge of this leaf as well, or this petal, and then finally I also applied some of that color to the sugar pearls on the inside to give it a really beautiful cohesive golden look. Now for the second poinsettia, I'm also using food color in pulver form, and I'm adding a couple drops of vodka to that, or powder form, sorry, I'm using pulver, that's a German word. I've added some of that red food color in powder form, added a few drops of vodka to get a gel-like consistency. And then I'm brushing that onto my large petals and also to my small petals. This takes about 4 to 5 minutes to dry. It dries to about 70%. I'm not going to let it fully dry because as it's drying, it's going to curl up just a little too much for my taste. So to flatten it out, I'm adding a rolling pin on top of it just to kind of, flatten it out, and also a large ruler, and then I'm just going to let it sit for about 3 to 4 further minutes. After a few minutes, the petals have completely dried. The edges have a slight curl to them, but the petal overall is still flat, so it's perfect for a poinsettia. At this point, I don't need to steam each of the petals any further. I'm good with the shape as is. Now I'm brushing on some of that food color on the back side of each of the petals, and then I'm going to repeat the same process that I did for my white poinsettia. I've rolled out a little piece of gum paste that I've colored in red, and I'm attaching each of the petals to that. For this poinsettia, I'm only using 8 large petals instead of 12 that I did for the white poinsettia. Then I'm going to apply 4 smaller ones, and I'm pretty much done. I've colored the inside of the poinsettia with my red food coloring as well, and then applying some gold sugar pearls, attaching those with a little bit of corn syrup. And then I'm done also with this one. At this point, I'd really love to hear from you. I'd like to know which one of these poinsettias you prefer. Do you like the white one more or the red one? I hope you guys found this video useful. Let me know by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more recipes and also some creative videos like this. Thank you for watching and see you next time.